Welcome back to another episode of MVP
TV.
I'm Jasmine.
I'm Shanae.
And today we're going to be covering Too Hot to Handle from Netflix.
And we're going to sum up the season. And today we're going to have a special guest. He's been here before. His name's Hudrico. And he's going to let us know what he thought of the newest dating show.
Hey, what's up, ladies? Thank y'all for having me, man. It's Hudrico coming live to y'all from the DSC Podcast. Don't sleep on the couch. If you haven't tuned in, please do. Apple Music, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. We everywhere, except for Snapchat, because we grown and we refuse to be on Snapchat. We probably don't. I mean, maybe we missing a crowd of people by not being on the Snap at the chat, but we're not there yet. But DSC_podcast, we talk about life, sports, and all that other good stuff. Glad to be on with the ladies again. The MVP view, man. If you're not here, you're missing something, man. This show we got going on, what y'all think, man? Holla at me, man. Talk to me.
I was hesitant about it, obviously, because we loved Love is Blind so much. So I'm like, okay, Netflix is about to overdo it with the love shows. The concept to me is still kind of like a little bit crazy, but I did enjoy watching the season with all these sex fiends all over the place. Like I've never been, even like at 22, I was never like that anxious to be hooking up with everybody, but they found a bunch of people to do it. I don't know.
And anxious to hook up with strangers at that, like not even somebody you know, just like strangers. Like, how do I know you don't got nothing? Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to catch nothing. Like, I don't want to go home with something I didn't come here with. Like, that's my thing. And they just tonguing each other down and wanting to hump each other. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I felt like at any time, Blueface was going to come out and give a concert called Bust Down Tatiana. I want to see you bust down. I mean, I don't even understand. They came on locked and loaded. And first off, anybody that sits there and talk about, oh, I just have sex this many times a day and I can't go a day. Stop. Get your life together, okay? And like you said, the fear of catching something, y'all on an island, and then I don't know about you, but if you just kissed her and he just kissed her, she don't lost a whole lot of sex appeal to me, because I'm not trying to be the third person that's following behind everybody else, but maybe I'm different.
Never have I ever met somebody like, I'm hooking up with him, he's cute, I'm gonna go home with him, and then maybe I'll get him later. Like, not ever, but.
You know, I think that was definitely probably one of the prereqs they looking for, that young crowd that has that very high sex drive. And you take a bunch of 22-year-olds, no kids, no family, well, except for one, and you put them on an island with a bunch of other 22-year-olds, and you give them alcohol, and they ain't got to go to work. It's almost like, I don't know if y'all ever been in the military, but, you know, it's like going to tech school all over again without class. I mean, eventually you're going to find something to do.
So I think episode 5 started with Sharron and Rhonda coming out of that private suite they had, right?
Yes.
So I'm not surprised that they did anything. I felt like they were going to do something.
I'm a stickler for the financials. If you pay attention, anytime we talk on the pod, we talk about money. I'm a man who talks about money. When the cone, what was the cone's name? Was it Laura? Something with the L. Lana. There you go, Lana. Oh, Lana. When she broke down the cost, whatever they did cost $16,000. I mean, and it cost $20,000 to go the whole way. I mean, they might as well just went for the gusto. What was $4,000 more?
I agree.
So it's funny how they broke that down and they felt good about it, like, oh, you know, we didn't go all the way, so we really showed some strength in our relationship. Dude, y'all been together for like 2 weeks. Like, what relationship?
Right.
Y'all ain't even, you have not been through nothing to say you're in a relationship. Y'all still locked in lust.
Like, do you think like he really wants to be with her? Or is it just like he didn't want anyone else, specifically David, to be with her?
So I think at first Sharron was going into it, but before anybody knew they couldn't do the whole sex thing, I think Sharron was going into it thinking, yo, I'm about to go in here. I'm a fairly put together young man. You know, I can tell he's been working out a little bit. I'm gonna give him his credit. I ain't gonna take no shot. You know, you can tell he did a couple crunches. You know, he felt like he was finna come in here and do his whole thing. I think when they locked down and said the whole no sex and everything else, it really became cuffing season real quick. Lock on who you gonna lock on to. He locked on to Sharonda, and then when he tried to play it slow, like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. When David came in, I felt like he felt threatened. And as soon as he felt threatened, like most males do, when you hurt their pride and you take away something, he ran back like, oh, no, I want to be with her. I don't feel like he was necessarily genuine. And then for her, their whole relationship, and especially as the season goes on, how many weeks do you think they was there at that beach?
I'm going to say no more than a month.
Yeah, they said they were there for a month. It was a month.
Yeah, so in a month, you felt that a guy that you've never seen where he works, what he does, where he lives, what he drives, not that the car matters. I'm just saying the stability of this man, you felt in less than a month on a tropical island where there's no responsibilities that he was the guy you was going to let meet your son. I don't know what their relationship is or is it going to be. I don't see it being long-term because I feel like this was built off an infatuation and a fairy tale situation.
I agree.
I don't think there's any chance that Rhonda and Sharron are going to be together after the show films. I don't think that, like, I'm also a mother. I don't think that I would have even had my son on TV. Like, I may have said, yeah, I do have a son, and at some point you can meet him, but you know, that son is going to get older. I don't want to introduce him into that type of media. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have him on a reality dating show, even though he wasn't physically there. Like, I wouldn't show his face. I wouldn't say his name. I wouldn't do that at all. And I certainly wouldn't, like you said, let that guy meet my son in any form or fashion, unless like we were dating and we lived in the same town. Maybe it could be like in passing, see how you do around him. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be like me hugged up on him and like, say hi to my friend. And like, I don't know if I agreed with that either.
As a father, if it was my son and you just did that, yo, it's the next call, the next video chat you're going to get, gonna be for me like, yo, why are we even going down this road and you putting them out there like that? But not to stray too far from the path, the idea of the question that y'all asked about those two, aesthetically, they look like they would match. I think, you know, he's very short, very, very short, and you didn't realize how short he was. You saw everybody else around him. like literally, that man like the Keebler elf, and he's a little boy. But I think they match physically as far as that.
But what do you guys think about the other couple? What was it, Harry and what was the girl's name?
Francesca.
Francesca.
Harry was actually on a dating show the year before they filmed this in New Zealand, some kind of love on an island dating show that they were supposed to find like the love of their life, and him and the partner won. So he found the love of his life last year, and now he's on this show.
Francesca, you can tell by looking at her, she is faker than a $2 bill. Don't nobody top lip get that chubby. Don't nobody top lip get just your face that small and you got 2 pillows on your face. Nope. Don't happen like that. I don't see them working long term. I think them 2 young people who are completely in lust and doing what young people doing. And then for her, I get it. There's nothing wrong with being grown. But you finna go ahead on national TV. You finna go ahead and take a trip down south on national TV.
Yes. I understand like them being young and having liquor and everything, but there's no way I would be doing that. And then obviously, you know, their family and everybody is excited to see it. Like, I wouldn't want my grandma knowing that I did something like that. Like, as far as you know, I am untouched. I'm clean. Like, I've never done it in your opinion. Like, I would not be okay with that at all. Speaking of Francesca, like Haley, we talked about her a lot on part 1 of the review, the recap. That was like her like minion girl. Thank God they kicked her off the show because she wasn't there for nothing but I think she was secretly like in love with Francesca, but she got the boot beginning of episode 5.
Like you said, everybody was talking about like hooking up and they haven't gone this X amount of long without getting any, like she wasn't talking about any of that. Like everything with her was like sabotage. I hate you people. You people are all so stupid and annoying. And it's like, then what are you here for?
So personally, this is my opinion on a couple of those. It was Haley, the girl from Ireland.
Yeah.
The dude who they was calling Jesus, which I personally hate when people do that. Don't listen. Jesus, that's pretty high standard. Don't go there. Even to a certain extent, Kales. Mm-hmm. So you got to think about, these are all these uber confident people who got no play from nobody, with nobody trying to talk to them. And then typically, and you got to think about in that personality, if you feel like you're the man or the woman and you get no play, what is the natural thing you're going to do? Sabotage, hate, destruct, or have an issue with everything that everybody else is doing. And that's exactly what they did. The only one who didn't care was a girl from Ireland. She was just there to have a good time.
But I feel like Matthew really didn't try to Matthew, also whoever they call is Jesus as well. I feel like he didn't try to sabotage anybody. He just was like, he tried to make connections with the new girl that came. I forgot her name. He tried to make a connection with her, but it wasn't there. And then he was like, well, I'm just going to leave. You know, I feel like I've done everything I could do here. I don't think he really tried to sabotage anybody, him specifically.
So when I say not trying to sabotage, you know, and I agree, I think you make a great point. I think he didn't necessarily try to sabotage, but you say he tried to make connections. Other than that one girl who I don't remember him really approaching anybody.
Yeah, I think that might be in part though him being used to being approached and him not having to do much.
That's what happened with Kale.
I think that's what it is.
That's what,
yeah.
Kale's thought because he looked like Megatron, everybody just gonna run up to him. Chloe, and I remember I said this to you guys. Chloe, listen, you don't want to say.
I like Chloe.
And you know what? I'm happy for you. More power to you. Chloe, I won't use that word. I will just say Chloe is extremely
promiscuous.
There you go. That's it right there. Chloe wanted something from somebody, and whoever was willing to give it to her. Every man, that new man that came on the beach, Chloe wanted to holler at. She wanted to holler at Harry. She wanted to holler at this one. If anybody would have paid her attention long enough, and the one dude who did pay her attention, who looked like the dude off like Family Guy. I mean, he was weird looking. The dude who lived on the boat, like that was the only guy who paid her.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dylan,
yeah.
Dylan.
He looked like the guy. He looked like the guy off Family Guy, like Giddy, like he do. I don't know. So she was so over everybody that she was determined to find somebody. Ended up with nothing. She put kissing this guy, kissing that guy, kissing this and that. Was you just trying to test the field? I don't know.
Chloe even said like when she dates, if a guy gives her too much attention, she's like, "Ew, cut it off." So I think the only thing Chloe's interested in is getting somebody to like her, or the chase of it all. And then once she gets them, it's kind of like on to the next. Because she said that, like, I think episode 1, like, oh yeah, I like to go on dates. And then when a guy texts me too much, it's like, oh, I can't be bothered. So I just think that's just like where her mindset is right now. But I thought she was true to herself, if nothing else. She wasn't,
she wasn't trying to waste her time. Like, look, it's not working. On to the next. It's not working with you either. On to the next.
Okay.
But I feel like in the end, she was okay with not being with anybody. She was okay with just being by herself. Like, okay, this is okay.
I don't know. That last dude, that hurt her feelings, boy. When she dressed up like a Barbie and he went out with Francesca, that hurt her feelings.
Also, episode 5 to 8, you see that when the new people came, I think her name was, what was it, Linda?
Yeah.
So there was Lydia, Corey, and Madison.
So David and Lydia, they started talking and becoming a thing. Like, what do you guys think about that? I'm happy that David found somebody because I truly like David.
So I like David and Lydia together.
I actually think David was probably the most grounded of the men.
I agree.
Out of all of them. So I really gave him some big props when he went to Sherrod and was like, yo, I do like Rhonda, but if you really like her like that, I'll step away so I don't impede what you got going on. And you can tell he was pissed about that. He didn't want to step away from the girl, but he was trying to be a good friend to him. I guarantee Sherrod would not have done the same thing, role reverse. Now, the young lady that he started dating, the Lydia girl, I could see them two actually making it. I wish she would have kind of been on the show sooner so you can kind of learn a little bit more about her, because she was on for such a short period of time. It was like before you know it, I mean, show's over and she won $7,000. So who knows? But I think out of all of them two, I think got the best chance.
I agree. And I think David, like, I think David's a really sweet guy. I think that it was very mature of him to approach Sharron and say, like, hey, if you really have feelings for her. But at the same time, a part of me was like, y'all don't know each other outside this show. Y'all all met at the same time. Y'all all have fair game. Like, we're, like, y'all coming up with these false loyalties. Like, do you think you're really going to keep in contact? What are you going to choose? Like, why are you doing that?
All in all, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably would give it 6.5, maybe 7.
Overall, I'm going to give it a 6. But
okay,
like you said, if they have another season, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to tune in.
I would give it maybe a 6. Like, 6 is me being generous because I like David. I thought he was a good man. But I just didn't think that anything was very clearly laid out. There was like no real instructions to the people. Like you didn't really know which way the show was going. Once they were dating, now they're on spiritual retreats. Now they're doing this. It's just, to me, it was just like too jumbled, and there was no real focus of the show. And at the end, it was like, everyone stand up. You all get the money. Like, what the hell is happening here?
I would have liked it if like they left like 3 people sitting down who didn't get the money. It's like they all get the what? They all get the money?
Mm-hmm.
That was the point. I think what you're saying, I think that's the biggest thing. There was no disclaimer or differences between anybody.
Yeah.
I think if they would have did that, or if you broke a rule, you get eliminated from the money. It makes more sense. I think that adds more of a twist to it. But to just say no, you all get the money, it took away a little bit from the show. So Netflix, listen, y'all be paying attention. Y'all hear keywords. Netflix, fix it. You fix it and give us something a little bit better. Thank y'all for having us, man. And listen, everybody out there, man, if y'all ain't subscribing to these young ladies, y'all missing out on good stuff, man. Subscribe, like, share. Make sure you do it. I'm telling you. This is Hudrico approved. I'm not only a client, I'm a member, okay? Hey, y'all have a great night, ladies. Thank y'all for having me. I really do appreciate it.
So again, guys, I'm Shanae.
And I'm Jasmine.
And if you like what you're seeing, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below so you can check out all of our past videos, all of our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for the love. And until next time, guys, bye.
Bye.